What's up, y'all? Welcome back to 3-Star Draw. I'm down south 77, 3-Star Draw, and this here is an adult collector channel that I have not been doing a whole lot on other than live streams or over the holidays, nose itch, doing a few pictures over here at the table. And I got to kind of get back into the swing of things. Been in a little bit of a creative rut, and I have got way too much stuff stuck up here to get stuck in a creative rut with. And I have not been doing any reviews because I haven't been picking up anything to review. I am going to cut back quite a bit this year, and I've already begun that. But not only have I begun that, like, there's nothing been coming out that I've had pre-ordered or had to rush out and go buy or anything like that. So it's kind of a lull, and honestly, I'm enjoying it a little bit right now to get a little bit of break. Either way, today I'm going to be looking at something that I have really wanted ever since I first saw it. First I saw it and I was like, that's so stupid. And then the more I saw it, I'm like, it's so stupidly awesome. And that is, of course, the Marvel Legends Gamerverse Gargantos. Shuma Gorath, as some of you people know him, I am sure. But that sold me right there, is that pose. This is not anything that I have a connection to. I didn't really read a lot of superhero comics, and I did not play many of the Marvel vs. Capcom games. It's just not my fighting style of game, not my favorite fighting style of game, so I didn't really play them a lot. That being said, this was something that I picked up just out of sheer coolness, just because I think it looks like a lot of fun, and the people that I know that have it have really enjoyed messing around with it and doing pictures with it and stuff. So that's why I picked it up. I'm not going to tell you any lore about it or anything like that. We're just going to be looking at a fun toy. So I had some stuff that I took down to Yojo Depot, traded in some stuff I had packed up in totes. I'm like, I'm not using that anymore. Let's go swap it and get some store credit. And that was the first thing that I went for, because he had his last one of these that he had in stock on the shelf. He just replaced it. This was the last one he had. It's like, it's now or never. I got store credit. That's what store credit is for, is stuff like this. Stuff that you wanted, but it was a little more expensive, and then you find money from nowhere by trading stuff in. So that's why I finally got this guy. Not breaking any new ground. You guys have seen him before. But like I said, I need to shake some rust off and do a review. And thought I would tell you guys what I think about it, if it's as much fun as he looks like everybody else is having. Enough. Let's look at Gargantos. Neat background here. I like the background fighting stage. Looks like Tron, if Tron was cool. So it's probably pretty loud. So that's how he's going to be packaged in there. On the top layer, you got 3 tentacles. Then underneath, you got the body, the other 3, and the little spiky eye monster. A giant cephalopod monster with tentacles, Gargantos brings his enormous size and strength into battle. That's like the worst description of something ever. Alright, I got him all laid out here, as you can see. Got 6 tentacles here. Got a, is that a point? It looks like that should be able to rotate, doesn't it? Right there. I guess not. Been so long since I've watched a review on this guy. I thought those rotated. Then up here, do have your kind of hinge joint where these snap in. And these are, looks like, I think, all going to pretty much be the same mold on these things. I don't think there's any difference, really. Looks like the same thing to me on all of these as far as the underneath. And get that little V cut mark there, and got it here. Yeah. Like I said, it's been a minute since I've actually watched a review on this dude. So anyway, so nice wrinkly, creepy looking skin on this thing. These are curved at the end. Now the one thing that I do remember that I've seen in the reviews is that the bendy wire in these doesn't go all the way down here. It stops about right there. I really wish it had gone all the way to the end, or at least about to where this curvature is at the end of the tentacle. So you got all of these, they're all going to be identical. And then let's look at our main body, at our eye here. Same wrinkly little skin all the way around. There's where your tentacle arms, I'm going to call them arms, okay? Arms plug in. And then over here on the back, you have this nice, just dented. He's got these little pock marks and stuff. Looks kind of funky, doesn't he? Got one spot right there. I don't know. Yeah, see that? That don't match. It's got like a almost like the paint or the clear coat finish is chipped right there. Let's see, where my creaky chair. I gotta oil this chair, get a new chair. So right there, this little like mark where there's some paint missing on it, and you can feel a texture difference. It's kind of disappointing. It's not all super noticeable, but you know me, I'm gonna notice it. And then all of these identical necks, I don't know, shoulders, whatever these are, going all the way around. And then you do have the little bendy tentacles here and around the main eye. Now these don't have wire in them. And then we get to the main part of the eye. I wish the eye moved around. The eye seems like to me it should have some kind of gravity ball float something or another in there just so you could spin the eye around, but there's not anything to move it with. I really wish they'd included maybe a lever back here. Just hide it back here in the back or up here on the top to where you can make the eye actually move. But with the eyelid, it's pretty expressive either way, so you can get him. I just love this. I do this to people all the time. Just give them this side eye, kind of squinty, judgmental eye. I do that to people a lot. So you do have the hinged upper and lower eyelid, so you can have the bottom of it where the eyelids meet, or you can have the top of it where the eyelids meet. And this just seems like he's happy, and this is like sleeping, and then this is like sneaking up on you. I don't know. I'm not gonna go through all of the emotions that you could possibly convey with the giant eye monster. Then you do, I like this, you get the spiky little ball. It's just him with no eyelid and spikes. I'm guessing he threw this at people in the game. I mean, I've never played with this dude in the game, so I can only imagine this was projectile or a mine or something. I don't know. You guys let me know. Now, as much as I would have liked to have a lever in here to operate the eye, this really would have benefited from a floating something in there. Like I see Magic 8 Ball when I look at this. Magic Eyeball. That's how this should have been, but I'll take it for what it is. I think it looks neat. And it's got a little hole in here so you can put it on a stand that we didn't get. I don't see a stand in here anywhere. Just making sure I didn't miss it, because that has been known to happen here in the loud crinkly plastic. So no stand in there. So let's see if we can get this guy put together. Take one of these tentacles, and it looks like pretty straightforward. They're just gonna snap in. That hole there on the bottom is that's kind of off center. All of these other ones seem centered, and then the one right at the very bottom, that one's not centered. So I hope there's no specific one of these that's supposed to go in there. They're not numbered or lettered or anything. I just noticed that one is like up a little bit. Maybe it's got something to do with the center of balance. So yeah, it's pretty cut and dry there, isn't it? So it's the staff of Ra. Like there. No, why does it look like the eye is up now? Did I do something to it putting the tentacle in there? Now the eyeball is moved upwards. I don't know. Is it just the way I'm looking at it? I don't know. All right, put another one in there. Maybe it just moved when I wasn't looking. Maybe that's when he moves. It's when you're not looking. Those just all snap in. I say they all just snap in. It helps if you actually get them snapped in, I guess. This is a pretty nice system of how these things go in. I didn't really show that, so we will. Nice mushroom looking. Well, it doesn't look like a mushroom. It looks like a fire hydrant plug. So I'm going to have to move this guy over off camera to pop the last one in and make sure all of them are in there good. All right. Now you can't even see the whole thing going camera. I may have to raise the camera up. So I guess it is angled one way or the other. It really looked like you could see a whole lot more of that eyeball. Oh, you can move it. Never mind. Okay, I like that a whole lot better now. I was thinking he could do a better side eye than that. I just, it's Hasbro, man. So you can move the eye around independently. Okay. See, I forgot that in other reviews I've watched. So maybe I hit it when I was popping the tentacles in. I like it a whole lot better now. Okay, never mind. I stand corrected. I just like this thing, man. So there he is. And you can get a lot of range of motion with this thing, actually. So you want to take and twist him. So it looks like he can actually kind of sit down. Let's see Patrick from SpongeBob in this. I need to get him some little beach towels and stuff. Okay, there we go. So now I actually got him sitting down. And of course, you can balance him a little better the way that you have those tentacles bent. Okay, there we go. And there is Gargantos, ladies and gentlemen. But I do like how much posability you can get out of this thing. So you can have him hitting the microphone, probably making a bunch of noise. So you can have him doing that, where it looks like he's walking. Of course, you can bend these with the bendy wire. So you can get a lot out of this thing, man, messing around with it, just bending these tentacles in different ways. So this is why I wanted this thing, for just a weird little creature. It's very expressive. So now you can get him yinning and yanging there, get the eye looking around. And then you do have, I guess you can swap the tentacles around. I didn't really look at the picture very well. I guess these maybe are supposed to be on the bottom. That's kind of weird. On the picture on the box, I didn't look at that real close when I put the tentacles in. They can all go anywhere, but it looks like these are meant to maybe go on the bottom, because he has three of those, and then 3 hook arms. So I guess you can maybe swap them around. I don't know. I might mess around with that. I didn't pay attention to that when I put him together, that he's got each. I don't know. It almost seems like these should be on the bottom. I guess you can put him together however you want. So let's see if we can pop one out without messing anything up. Ooh, very hard to get out of there. And I did mushroom or bent the hell out of that peg right there. So this is not something you're going to want to do a lot. And might even, if I move these around, I might heat them up to do it, because they're not meant to be moved around a lot, as you can see where I stress that peg coming out of there. So all right, I'm going to mess around with him a little bit and we'll get some pictures here. All right, so I did swap around some of the tentacles here, and I'll show you how. What I did is I put 2 of the curvy ones on the bottom, and then I put one of the splayed out ones in the middle, and then you get 3 more of the splayed out ones. So then I got over here, got another curvy one, because you got 3, and I thought about putting all 3 of them on the bottom here, but then you want one where you can bend it in case you want to hook something on it, so he's looking directly at it. They're kind of flimsy on the tips because the bendy wire doesn't go all the way through them, but I still think it's going to work pretty good for picking stuff up. So you do want to make sure when you move this guy around that you line up the hinge joints here, because these do not swivel. The cut here at the top of the, I'm going to call it the thigh cut just for sake of argument. I actually looked at these real close and was kind of messing with it when I had the leg off, and I can see glue in there, so they're definitely not meant to move. But I kind of did it that way so you can balance him on the one down here and have him like he's looking up or reaching up or whatever. And then you do have one little hook hand here. And he can actually, I looked at the product photos and it actually does have him holding this thing. Now, I don't know if I'm going to sit here and mess around with it enough to get it to look like he's holding this thing like a football, but according to the product pictures, you can do it. So I'm just not going to sit here and take the time to directly curve everything around. But I think this guy's neat overall. He's $70, and that's how much he still is on Amazon. But I do think that stock on this guy might be drying up, which kind of surprises me. And the reason why is because I've seen reseller stock go up a little bit. So now you can put him with Desert Scorpion. Scorp 1-0. All right, there's Gargantos, you guys. I like this thing. It was worth the wait. Are there some things that I wish were a little bit different on it? Yeah, one thing being I wish these cuts were a little more flexible because you almost have to line up the hinge joint with the cut in the little frillies around the top if you want to get it down a little more, because you can see they bend, but they don't bend a whole lot. I think they should have had a little more give like these do. Um, Other than that, I mean, it is what it is. You pretty much knew what you were getting with this guy when you buy him. I'm just so glad that I broke that eye free and found out that that eye actually does move. And now that I think about it, I know for sure that when Krusty Old Crow did his review of this thing, that was one thing I asked him, and he told me yes. And I just completely forgot all about it. So I look forward to having some fun with this dude and doing some pictures with him. Anyway, there's Gargantos. And tell me, guys, what did you think? Did you pick Gargantos up? I mean, it's kind of something, it's something kind of silly, especially if you didn't really play the game. But I think he's fun. I think he's fun to fit into the collection of weird stuff. Put him on your monster shelf or whatever. So there you go, and have him. It's like he's now he's the mind flayer. He can play Stranger Things. All right, I got some pictures to put in here. Guys, let me know what you think about Gargantos. He's ridiculous, but he's a lot of fun. Let me know, and I will see you guys next time on 3 Stars Raw. Hit that like, that share, subscribe, all that good stuff if you hadn't already. Peace out.